Good afternoon, I'm Wendy Petrie and this is your afternoon news fix for Wednesday, the 10th of June. ASB says it accepts responsibility for its shortcomings after being stung with a penalty topping $6.7 million. It's admitted 7 breaches of the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Financing of Terrorism Act. The Reserve Bank says ASB inadequately monitored transactions for about 6 years. It says such failures can mean intelligence agencies don't get time-sensitive information for detecting and deterring offending. The Transport Minister says the Land Transport Fund is already oversubscribed and couldn't afford Labour's public transport policy. The party's promised to cap bus and train fares at $20 a week in Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch and $10 elsewhere. Leader Chris Hipkins says it'll cost around $65 million a year out of the Land Transport Fund. Chris Bishop argues that money is already assigned.
They need to explain what this will come at the expense of. The reality is they will just borrow the money.
The Prime Minister says leaving or revising our obligations under the Paris Agreement would ultimately hurt farmers. ACT announced an election policy to weaken our Paris commitments in the next term of Parliament. It says New Zealand should leave the agreement if it can't accommodate this. Chris Luxon says farmers would wear this through marketability of their product.
Large multinational companies that we sell to, also our competitor countries that would love nothing worse than to kick New Zealand products off shelf up and down supermarkets.
The Prime Minister's announced $59 million to support 6 commercial projects across farming and forestry. The government's also putting $51 million into new tech supporting sustainability on farms. Agriculture and Trade Minister Todd McClay is highlighting the importance of flexible land use.
If you can show the same or an improved environment and climate footprint, why shouldn't you be able to do whatever you want on your own land, choosing a land use to increase productivity?
Customs has seized a $35 million cocaine haul from a shipping container at the port of Tauranga. The 100-kilo stash was found on Monday inside a container also carrying legal goods. It was loaded in Chile and transited through Peru, Colombia and Panama. Officers found 10 boxes in a routine X-ray check, each containing 10 Prad-branded cocaine bricks. More exposure to Asian cultures within our communities is helping expand ties. The Asia New Zealand Foundation's latest survey finds more than 60% of members feel more connected in daily lives. Sociologist Paul Spoonley says more young people are considering OEs, when in the past they'd opt for Europe or Australia. He says growing engagement with different food, for instance, makes a difference.
That might be part of what they travel for, but of course it's a reflection of the growing significance of Asian communities in New Zealand.
The Crusaders welcome back Fletcher Newell, while Simon Parker's moved from blindside flanker to number 8 for the Chiefs for Friday's Super Rugby semi-final in Hamilton. Gymnast Misha Kundidov becomes the 4th New Zealand athlete to appear at 6 Commonwealth Games at this year's event in Glasgow. And crossing the border from the United States to Canada and Toronto is agreeing with golfer Ryan Fox. I'm Wendy Petrie. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.